I thought it would be helpful to share one of the reasons or purposes for this Kundalini energy. As you can see, it's still affecting me, and there's still resistance to it, but I'm getting clearer signs more and more. I went for a walk down along a 90-mile beach, which was a glorious walk, and the energy that's within us is well beyond the rational mind. But if you're open for the subtle guidance, which can come in many forms, nature, which is what happened in this case, synchronicities, conversations in the street, telephone calls, all sorts of miraculous occurrences to give you messages as to the direction, because we are omnipresent, omniscient, and so is this energy. So it's a blending of intelligence coming to guide us. The best and most efficient way, of course, is in dreams, when we're out of the waking mind, where the limited senses only pick up less than 1% of the information. But it is there. If you sit still in meditation, obviously that's another clear way of getting the answers. So you can ask in rational form, physical form. In meditation, the answers can come. In dreams, the answers can come. Or in physical form, the answers can come, which is what happened in this case, which I'd like to share. So I decided to walk down to this 90-mile beach for some time. Two things happened. The beach in front of me was full of thousands of shells. This shell is one of the many. And what it said was, at any time you can choose the light to push away the darkness. So the shell is a symbology of consciousness, or where we place ourselves as awareness. So awareness is the true self. If you study Michael Newton's work, The Journey of the Soul, Peter Smith, who's over here in Australia, and they have over thousands of cases of interpretations of truth beyond the physical form as awareness into other dimensions, other frequencies which bring other realities from the basis of awareness. So this physical form is an illusion, as Einstein said. If you look deeply with magnifying equipment, you'll see that the physical form is not solid. It's full of atoms darting around. And the atom is moving through positive and negative charges, that is electromagnetic energy. So the thought is one charge, and the emotion, energy in motion, is the other, or magnetic charge. So the atom is vibrating because of these charges in and out of the quantum field 7.8 times a second. The question is, as the original form of all of creation is awareness, what are we placing in the atom? What information are you putting your attention on? Therefore, in the atom, which is blending in and out of the mass consciousness, and ultimately, if held with repetition and momentum, it becomes solidified, just like a rain cloud, and comes to Earth, our beautiful Mother Earth, a creation from consciousness, or where we place ourselves from awareness. So the understanding is, if we shift our point of attention, or where we place ourselves, our sovereignty as awareness, the powerful creative source, or the Holy Spirit, as some people say, that creates all that is, the I am, the self, the true identity, the information in the atom by free will, because we're loved unconditionally, then anything can change, including this beautiful world where we're living in, which is just really a hologram, but it's a persistent illusion. However, we can change it and get out of suffering by changing where we place our attention. As Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. So the second glorious thing that was presented along the walk on the beach, apart from the shell, You can change anything at any time, including moving darkness, wars, suffering, disease. All of it can be changed by first of all changing your energy or changing the information. Well, I'm not doing this. This is a confirmation within the body. This intelligence that's behind me is pretty strong. And I apologise, it's affecting my speech sometimes. So the second glorious presentation on the beach was a flock of birds flying probably 100 metres out to sea, parallel to the beach where I was walking. But they were going in the other direction. So they were flying 180 degrees to where I was walking. If you like, I was heading north, they were heading south. And there was hundreds of these birds, all in lovely, slow, touring type pace, slowly going south. To my surprise, I kept looking at the birds. And there was one bird that came way behind them at twice the speed, went way out to sea, seaward, from the other side of the birds or the flock, circled the birds and came to the front of them and turned direction, came towards me, towards landward. In other words, completely doing a 360 degrees loop, this singular bird in front of the flock of birds going south. And as the single bird headed northward, after doing a circle around them, they in turn turned and started following the single bird. What a glorious example of one's light, what we can do singularly and as a group in turning things around. That one bird at twice the speed went out, came back in front of the flock without fear, circumnavigated the flock, came back to landward and headed back north in what I would assume the right direction, as he'd understood they were heading in the wrong direction. And they followed. So the masses follow what I would call the leaders in the light, or those going through this Kundalini experience. So the purpose of Kundalini is to serve, to turn things around if it gets dark. And so the shell and the bird with the flock of birds turn things around. We all have that capacity. I'm nothing special, I'm no one special. We all have connections to the divine or this intelligent source that's flowing through all of us, if we allow it to guide us. So remember the bird, the one bird that turned things around, and the masses followed. Same thing can happen here on Mother Earth. Pay no attention to what's happening. Stay in your own sovereignty, in your own light. Work with your intuition, which is peace, love, compassion, wholeness, caring, completeness, here and now. The atom will only follow and hold the direction of where you place your awareness. All being originates in awareness. So be conscious of your consciousness. Be aware of your awareness. Go within regularly, as often as you remember. Where am I now? Is that where I choose to go? What information am I putting in the atom? Just thought those two little stories were nice to share. Any time we can push away the darkness with the light. And the single bird that turned the flock around.